We were semi-professional, not even semi-professional, we were amateur. We weren't getting paid, nothing.
nothing.
It was, we turn up 2 days a week in the evening on on a Tuesday and Thursday evening from 8 till 10 p.m. at night. So in terms of the training times were really difficult to, so those are challenges in themselves. You at the end of your day, a long working day, you chill for, some of us would chill for an hour or two before you're going back out. By the time you get home from night, you want to eat because you're hungry from what you've just lost in terms of performance. For us as athletes that weren't being paid and we wasn't being supported with resources that we needed, it's difficult.
It's changed a lot in sport now because, of course, a lot is professionalised. But there's
Not
a lot of that, but not professional, you know, and
It's true.
so there was no funding at all for most sports up until a level anyway. So in athletics, funding didn't come in until lottery funding came back, early 2000s. It was sort of 99, but then it wasn't like you paid as an athlete. You don't get paid to do your thing. You only actually get money by being in a race that has a payment structure or potentially a sponsor, but you've got to be one of the best in the world to get that. So most people were juggling careers and their sport. I mean, I was fortunate because I had a full-time job, so that was my pay in the army, but then I had to do a full-time job and try and be an elite athlete.
People always compare men's football to women's football. You can never do that, but you can't compare men's football to men's rugby. You can't compare men's football to men's cricket or because they just get paid crazy amounts of money that no one can compete with, let alone female footballers. And that game's been going for a long time. And you talk about being inclusive, I think there's always been a divide between men and women in terms of football.
Always.
They are trying to change that, but men will always still have their opinion on females having an opinion on men. That will always be the case. And it doesn't matter what it is. And that's what I like so much about athletics, because you know what, for me, it was always normal growing up watching athletics, having male and female pundits talk about athletics and normally respect each other for that. Do you know what I mean? And it was so normal to watch and hear. So I just assumed as a female, it would also be the same with football. But then when I really think about it, as a kid growing up, I never saw a female talk about the men's game. So it wasn't normal. It's never been normal. So look, change, it will take time, and it will take a long time for people to accept it. We're still going to be here, and you know, broadcasters or whatever are still going to give females opportunities at a slower rate, but they're going to be there, and it will progress slowly, I'm sure.
From female football in particular, I think that has changed the landscape for females doing sport across the board, because they're now seeing strong, positive role models rather than just girls in magazines that had to be skinny or whatever it was. The sport narrative is changing to give positivity to teenagers and girls in particular. So for me, they're also the positives of what's happened to the rise of the Lionesses and women's football. But there's always still going to be, you can't, like you say, you can't compare all the time. But if we keep moving, more women take part, more success happens, then you know, you're keeping the wheels going. And that's the thing that we all have to believe in, that we just keep the wheels going, have more success, never give up, have the, you know, the highs, the lows, but keep being there.